There's another episode. Let's do it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, chatting with the heavy load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. Let's do it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. The fight only finish with the weak ones. So when that call you, watch how you respond. Dark, face your fears, fight your demons. You feel firm, we go to it, jubilation. He is a heavy load, still a chatana. I feel like a sippy bill, so me fi carry on. And the dark days pray, fi go to the storm. Now give up none time, cause that's what me want. Solid, chatty with the heavy load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, chatty with the heavy load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long.
Solid, me solid, just like a rock. Spiritually we fight a lot. They trap them, said Jah cancel that. You just can't stop me, not try do that. Got to be careful of negligence. Move wise, use up your intelligence. Guard of honor like the presidents. Progress and its evidence. Me no care how much time they want turn me down. Think say me woulda tumble down. Chant to me ancestors speak Congo drum. That's why me know me have to overcome. Stand firm and don't lean for no one. You can set up your own program. Have the whole world a sing out your slogan. No time in a slow down. Plus we
solid, steady with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, steady with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. See, we got to make it out. My life then couldn't take mine. Got to watch your head side. Come from the worst, yeah. But me try to live the best life, so me couldn't left mine. No for them just body not the most. So me coming like a landslide from the hillside. Looking at the mirror, know me proud. So me got the vision, every man no see it now. So we day up on a meditation and try to get rid of from me elevation. Watching how they try to put him up on the top. Dirty hard people now have the best hand out. But you are walking, and I get trapped in the lies and don't be talking. Boy, on up and get thanks for the make. You the amount of negativity about you is a rage. When me by myself out to the father, me be paid. Need a little balance for the things that me be facing. Need a little blessings, cause me I be really waiting. So me have to take the skills, cause it's too heavy. Get lost in the lies. Not once but twice, yeah. They don't want us to thrive. So we day up on a meditation and try to get me down from me elevation. Watching how they try to put him up on the top. Dirty hard people now have the best hand out. But you are the walking, and I get trapped in the lies and don't be talking. Boy, on up and get thanks up for the making. The amount of negativity, the amount of is a raging. Yeah, still I think about the choice. Would you really give your soul to live a better life? So me rather pray to God and watch my blessings multiply. No fear demons, got the Father by my side. Oh, lonely road, oh, Lord, no. Let me give you a little advice. Now everybody dig, man, vibe. Upon a meditation, try to get rid of from me elevation. Watching how they try to put them up on the top. Dirty hard people have the best eyes. Oh, chop till the lies that they'll be talking. Just hold on up and get thanks for the making. Cut them out the negativity, they about your race. See when me by myself, out to the Father, me be patient. Need a little balance for the things that me be facing. Need a little blessings, cause me I be really waiting. And me have me really waiting, cause it's too heavy, get lost in the life. Not once, but not twice. One is a twice. While we always stay up on a meditation, try to get rid of me upon a messed up. But you know they try to put them on the top. Reaching out to voodoo or to road a red mark. And I got chopped in the eyes, I don't be talking. And get thanks up for the making them out of negativity, the about is a raging.
5 a.m. digital going global.
Alex man.
Turn on the chart. How did you?
Yeah, just I don't praise no one but him, so why should I? No put faith in a man, just look to the east and here shall I. But faith without work is dead, so me never stop working yet. Although struggle is real, still I want it out stronger than steel. Dog man milk for this the high firm. Hustle every day so paper must earn. No faith in a God, so soon I my turn. When me pray for my way, me not make it wrong turn. Yeah, enough of them want me fall, but him not left my side. So upon Jah my God, now them gonna take my life. And just I don't praise no one but him, so why should I? No put faith in a man, just look to the east and here shall I. But faith without work is dead, so me never stop working yet. Although struggle is real, still I want it out stronger than steel. So yeah, that's a don't try give up, none to life is a long road, sometimes you must fall. But that's not the time for you sit down and ball. When everything else fail, find that Jamaica. No phone, I wish life could have restart. You get the next stripe on a different path, but you feel grateful for anything we you want. Don't let you knock a flow by the mercy of God, yeah, yeah. Just I don't praise no one but him, so why should I? No put faith in a man, just look to the east and here shall I. But faith without work is dead, so me never stop working yet. Although struggle is real, still I hold it down stronger than steel, yeah, yeah. Just I don't praise no man but him, so why should I? Why should I? Yeah, yeah.
From the islands, from the east to the west side, that's my land. The secret was my home. So that's my home. So when me been a suffer, nobody not been a fight for me. Now everybody want a piece, so we start to reach the single and where before them bring exam to find a for me. We know how that fill up their minds, you see, and how that make them a rival way. Me just wish them could have seen all of the years they been a suffer like that. Me say forever, forever and ever. A secret boy my own, a secret boy my own. From the islands and rivers and mountains surrounding, the love in my heart is resounding. I'm loving Guyana, my country, but a secret boy is forever my own. Remember childhood days, the by the riverside and laugh and play. The black water when I learned to swim back then, still living in my memories. Always try live good with neighbors, from them cry we offer assistance. And when we didn't have much, everybody liked us, that's why we don't believe that. When we see it on the media, yo, them coulda tried claim peace in my land. When we never see none of them when struggle me not go on, yo, a kind of leader. Fight down poor people for land where them grow up on. Most generous people in the world, from anyone knocked we are open with doors. But forever, forever and ever, a secret boy is my own. A secret boy is my own, yeah. from the islands and rivers and mountains surrounding. The love in my heart is resounding. I'm loving Guyana, my country, but a secret boy is forever my own. Forever my own. A secret boy is my own. Secret boy is my own. Yeah. So forever, forever, forever. A secret boy is forever my own.
You know it's gonna be real from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Everybody, your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way.
Good morning to all my viewers. Good morning to all the persons joining us on YouTube, Facebook. Morning to all the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to the persons across the diaspora. Special good morning to the persons joining us in the comment section. Welcome to another episode of Livewire. Thank you guys for your continued support. I continue to meet more and more persons who are tuning into the show as I go out into the streets, into the various regions. And honestly, I didn't think the reach was that far. And persons are tuning in the way that they are. I honestly appreciate it. And I would like to thank you for your continued support. All those persons in the diaspora that supports and encourages me to continue doing what I do here. Thank you so much. It is much appreciated. Again, morning to all the persons joining us and the persons in the comment section. Rahim Amarali, morning to you. Wasim Nabi. Arnold Hanuman, good morning to you. Ganesh Bharat. Joan Abidjan joining us from Canada. Abdul Latif, morning to you. Vishnu Chintaman joining us from Pennsylvania. Shakira Bagwuddin, good morning to you. Mohammed Isaf, Sunil Raghubir, Derek Trupal, Jamila Kayum. Sridhar Rabindranath, good morning to you. Joining us from Enmore. Bisunat Mohan Salomi, good morning to you. Eunice, good morning to you. Good morning to Rita. Good morning to Polly as well. Philomena Lee, good morning to you. Sunita Prasad. Prem Prashad. Carla Thomas, good morning to you. Deshaun Abrams, good morning to you. Guys, again, if you're looking for somebody to do your plans, your architectural drawings, project management, please check out. Do I have that thing on this system? Let me see quickly. I got to plug the sponsors. And guys, if you'd like to sponsor the program or advertise on Livewire TV, just let us know and we'll sort it out for you. Okay, yes, here it is. But it's two things he got. It's two. Right. So if you guys are looking for somebody to do your plans or your building plans, architecture, consultation, project management, general construction consultation, business proposal preparation, environmental climate risk assessment, construction risk assessment, please check out Mr. Deshaun Abrams. He also does house plans. The number is on the screen. There's a Facebook page, there is an Instagram page, there's a TikTok page. You have his email there. Contact him. A very knowledgeable gentleman who takes his work very seriously. If you just look at Deshaun's home, you know he's passionate about design and infrastructure and that kind of thing, right? So please support modern architectural projects and consultancy, right? Back to cricket. Purely Kennard, good morning to you. Suknandan Bud, Tara Babulal, good morning to you. Robert Ramp. Robert Sekoffman was funny. Look, listen, I saw Andrew McBean do a screenshot and said, what? If cause I thought it talking to me was a person. I swear to y'all, you hear me? honestly, that was what I was looking around to figure out. Like, wait, is me this man talking to? It's just her? Anyway, we can get into it. Renata Prasad, morning to you. Leslie Mangal, morning to you. Leroy Mangal, morning to you as well. Sherry Singh, morning to you. Pushram Kishore, Sunita Bazdio, good morning to you. Philip Diabru, Krishna Dioda, good morning to you. Vishram Patrick, Urmela Gusai, Richard Stanislaus, Charindak Prasad, good morning to you. Joining us from Queens, Ashmi Bazdio, I think I called you already. Pride Bacchus, always bigging up Timeless Music. Guys, check out Timeless Music Studio, local artists. If you're looking for a good group to guide you in life and guide you in your music, check out Timeless Studios. One thing I appreciate about Pride, one thing he shares his unfettered opinion. You understand? He shares his thoughts on whatever it is. He doesn't care how you feel. He will share his thoughts with you. But I must say, I have never had a bad interaction with Pride in relation to him not being a positive individual and wanting the upliftment of other Guyanese. Pride is an Indian guy, Pride Bacchus, and he's always hoping for betterment for youth, trying to do things to involve youth, trying to start businesses, trying to employ persons. Well, he's not trying to start. He has a couple of businesses and stuff, and he does his thing, you know. But big shout out to you, Pride. Continue the good work. Miss Chong, morning to you. Faisal Ghani, Sister Rampasad, good morning to you. Sunita Desmond, Chris, Sherwin Siram, Mike Bisram, good morning to you and the family over there. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I don't know whether if it's cool or hot, but I don't know. What's happening over there? Have a wonderful day, Mike. You and all the your staff there. Right? Richard Stanislaus, morning. Bibi Kalicharan, Lloyd Lal, Rosemary Lira, good morning. Morning to you. Pam, morning to you and Trevor. Walter Fisher, good morning. Joseph Satar. Corinne Clue, good morning to you. Ganesh Samlal, morning to you. Miss Bob from Moko, Riaz Ali. Patricia Alfonso, Chef Rocky from NYC, good morning. Tuliram, morning to you. Ali, good morning. Tulsiram Chetty, good morning. Dianan Suku, Imran Ali, Neil Ram. I can't go to the bottom. It's a lot of y'all. It's a lot. The comment. Thank you for all the people who are coming on board. Anyway, morning everybody. Let's jump into it. So before I deal with anything else, a video was sent to me by one of the viewers. I keep telling you guys, don't message on Facebook Messenger. I don't use it. I don't use it. If you guys message on WhatsApp, and you most likely will get me. But that and all, sometimes the messages come in so much. It's only until you scroll all the way down you realize you may have missed a message or two. But this video was sent to me. I'm hoping that the Guyana police force can take some action, because I am saying anybody, Afro, Indo, Amo, Chino, Portuguese, who else? Who else? Whoever says anything in relation to stuff like this, the full, cruel, broad extent of the law, I would like to see extol upon them, right? So I'm going to be sending this video in the police group a little later. It has a lot of stuff around it, so you can't make out the face properly, but the police could investigate and find this fool. Listen to this idiot here.
This is a message to the installed president, the installed vice president, and the installed chief of staff of the Guyana Defense Force.
It's a pity nobody installed a brain in this idiot's head. You understand? Nobody installed a brain in this guy's head.
We, the poor of this country, ain't going to fight no war. We is not a part of the GDF, or the GDF is not a part of us.
Oh, Jesus Christ. First of all, just let me say that this government of Guyana has requested no civilian to pick up arms in defense of this country, right? The chief of staff said all of us should look out for the interest of Guyana, which I do believe. You understand? But there has been no request that Guyanese leave and go and defend the border. I'm saying I'm willing to do it. I've heard others saying they're willing to do it, but there has been no request. Now, who is in the GDF? When I say who, when I ask who's in the GDF, I'm asking from the standpoint of, is Trinidadians in the GDF? Is Antiguans in the GDF? Is it Americans in the GDF? No, it's Guyanese. So for this idiot to sit there and say, we are not a part of the GDF and the GDF is not a part of us, you're an ass, because you must have some family or some far cousin or something that in joint services somewhere. And the mere fact that that is how you're going to speak of your fellow Guyanese, those soldiers there who will go out there to defend you, sir. Who will go out there to defend you? I am hoping that the police force investigates and finds you. You are out of order.
You and your one Guyana go to the border. Take the Hindu population to the border, and those who are benefiting, you and your one Guyana go to the border. Take the Hindu population.
You see? And I played it back because, again, I like to look at these things with you guys for the first time. So I played a couple seconds last night and I stopped because as I listened to it, I was, So now I'm hearing him talking about taking a specific race to the border. And I always wonder, like, why we can't just look at this thing as Guyanese. Why we can't just look at this thing as Guyanese. Let me tell you something. I don't endorse the use of so in Guyana, it's not definitely racist, but in the country area, when people communicate, they might use the term black man or dakole or the buckman, right? I personally, when I hear it, I often ask people not to do it. Because whilst they don't mean harm, it still is not a good way to describe your fellow Guyanese. So even if I'm talking about Amerindians, I say, oh, these indigenous people. Right? We got to move away from all this race thing and see ourselves as Guyanese. So apparently this idiot think Feroz use trouble, you know. Feroz's problems. Now, this kind of thing we really need to get rid of. We really need to get rid of, because this idiot thinks if something is supposed to happen and Venezuela is supposed to decide they want to move into the Essequibo, it won't affect him. It would only affect the persons he claimed are benefiting, or I think he said Indians. Take the Indians to the board. It will only affect the Indians. You understand? And that is the retardation of some people that I don't understand. Venezuela doing anything in our country affects all of us. You realize Essequibo is about 2/3 of the map of Guyana. Everybody on the other side of the river that Essequibo, that Venezuela is not claiming, must got some family in that area. You ain't worried about them? To be making these asinine statements?
To the border, and those who are benefiting from the one Guyana to the border. Let's share security. Let the Guyanese critics, the newsroom.
You saw this banner? Listen, let me take this down. let me reiterate first of all. Now, not specifically sheriff security. Let me just make this lucidly clear for persons viewing here. And y'all can share this information with anybody that you hear peddling this foolishness. So the other day, when they had the rioting and the burning and the looting in the name of Adriana Young, and we come into that a little later on in the show, when that the rioting and the looting and the burning for Adriana Young, if you remember, they broke into Lucky Dollar, Reed and Hoop. They broke into Quartz Diamond. Lucky Dollar and Quartz come on the one parent company, Unicommer. Right? They attempted to break into Quartz Main Street. The management of Quartz called sheriff security and asked them to rapidly deploy to safeguard their products in the store. So that was the grounds that sheriff security was there that night, protecting the property of their client. You understand? Protecting the property of their client, which they are allowed to do, or which they are oh gosh, I got Saturday for cars. I see somebody trying to call. I don't even have the phone here with me. I think I left it upstairs. Anyway. Well, I got money in my pocket. I didn't even know. So, sheriff security was there that evening protecting the property of their client. Let me make another point to you. Every security guard that you see across this country, every single security guard that you see across this country swear an oath as a supernumerary constable, right? A supernumerary constable. And the Guyana police force, in times of trouble and turmoil, can call on assistance of any one of those individuals or security firms to assist in restoring order, not enforcing laws and not operating on their own, but to assist. Right? Do you know that as a security officer, if they are on duty and a crime is being committed, a lot of them don't react because they're saying, well, that's not their client and they can most likely stay where they are protecting. But they are obligated to act if they see a crime being perpetrated. Apprehend the individual and hold him until the police come. Supernumerary constables have the power to arrest. I should find, yes, man. Detain. Detain you until law enforcement gets there. You understand? So, people don't run away with the wrong idea. These security services can be called upon to assist the police. Aaron Prince, me no. I comment to them. No, I'm done with that. I don't want to, but like I said, I'm gonna send I'm gonna send this video in the police group, and I'm hoping that they take some action against this guy. Now, on a more positive note, there has been a record-breaking interest in applications to the University of Guyana. We started light and then we're gonna go heavy. Now, over 20,000 applications were initiated in the first month of the tuition-free policy, a historic surge in increase. Now, this unprecedented volume demonstrates massive national demand for higher education now that tuition has been removed. And in my view, it reflects strong public trust in the government's commitment to making education accessible for all. Y'all heard yesterday, and you may have heard from Aubrey himself, the General Secretary of the PPP spoke about it yesterday. And that's why I often wonder, and I don't, listen, I don't pretend not to understand why James Bond, Daniel Seram, the guy Fitzpatrick, and all these other people are moving away from the PNC. How out of touch could you be to on a platform that you are representing your party and the leader of your party to offer somebody something they already have? How are you going to make something free that is already free? How can you use that as a campaign promise? How you get double freeness? I don't know. Somebody explain it to me in the comments. Now, they had some temporary closures due to the overwhelming applications to these tertiary education institutions. And the University of Guyana had to temporarily close its application portal on May 16, 2025. Now, in response to continued requests, UG will reopen the application briefly from May 3rd to June 2nd, only for specific programs with available spaces. Most of the competitive programs are already oversubscribed, with some having several hundred more applicants than capacity. Now, I am happy about this because we're going to have more sensible, educated persons in the country. And I'm also worried about this because I see and hear things from people who are supposed to be sensible and educated, like Aubrey and Nigel. Them people went to school and got sense. But so many things they say, you want to know, like, how, like, what? And that is why sometimes I chalk it up to these guys just don't care what they tell people. Because I am of the firm belief that they got sense. I am of the firm belief that they are not as daft as they're pretending to be. Right? Okay, sorry, I had a little message in the police group. I wanted to see what was going on there. Anyway, as I was saying, now let me give you guys, especially persons who may have relatives who are interested in getting into the University of Guyana, and to find out when things will go back to normalcy in terms of applying for courses. Now, there are upcoming deadlines and dates. So again, the reopening of the application portal will happen on the 30th to the 2nd of the 30th, from the 30th of May, which is today, and it will continue until the 2nd of June. Please remember, this is not for all courses, only ones that have space, right? In terms of the response to applicants can expect that response from mid-June to August 2025. For those persons who are accepted and can start their courses for the 2025 semester, orientation for students will be around August 25th, 2025. Application for continuing students, this will be open from June 16th to August 1st, 2025. So I hope you guys can share this information with your relatives. Whoever, even you yourself, you have an opportunity to go educate yourself, get better pay, live better, right? No, I ain't gonna go there. Now, applicants must fully complete their application. This is the management of UG. They're reminding applicants, please fully complete your application. The university has noted many would have been initiated and left incomplete. Accepted students will have only 2 weeks to confirm their offers due to the high demand. So if you slip on the opportunity, somebody who is on the ball will get it. So if they send you an acceptance letter or whatever it is and you don't respond in the time frame, they're gonna give that spot to somebody else. Right? So students, Regularly check your emails and your SRMS accounts to avoid missing crucial updates. Now, talking about multi-campus access and application links, the university is encouraging prospective students to apply to the Turkine campus via its dedicated portal and to the Borbies campus through that specific portal as well. So don't go applying for Borbies on the Turkine website and don't go applying for Turkine on the Borbies website. Please go to the right websites, right? Then this will ensure the geographic accessibility for students in different regions. Please, or like I said, or I should say, apply to the university that's closest to you, right? Now, the University of Guyana is encouraging 2025 CSEC candidates to apply early, even before receiving your results. Parents, auntie, uncles, grandparents, if you're listening, they are encouraging 2025 CSEC candidates, persons who just write CXC, to apply early, even before receiving your results. The CXC results can be sent directly to you, to the university for fast admission processing. Some programs will provisionally accept students pending final grades, right? Now, the tuition policy, and we're going to look at the impact of this government policy on tertiary education, right? This tuition policy has removed a major financial barrier, opening doors to thousands who previously could not afford higher education. This aligns with the government's broader goals of human capital development, youth empowerment, and economic transformation through education. So I applaud the administration for, one, conceptualizing this, two, having the testicular fortitude to see it through and ensure that Guyanese have access to free tertiary education and betterment for themselves and their families. That is very important. And I'd like to take this time here. No, I'm going to do it right now. Does usually offer adult education programs for persons that don't finish high school? Yes. So what the University of Guyana does, there is a course that you take that is like, in America, they got some equivalency tests. If you didn't finish high school, you study a couple of nights, then you write a test, and your GED, I think it's called your GED. Well, there's something similar to that there at the University of Guyana. If you didn't complete CXC, you could go there, fill up the form, you complete CXC, they take you through, I think it's a 2-month or 3-month course, where you go back through all of that studying. They give you manuals to study, and then you write an exam. When you pass that exam, you're able to go into the university and do any course that is there, right? Any course that is there. That is available at the University of Guyana if you did not write CXC. Right. Good. Let me move on. Now, yesterday, that's so many things happening. I was at the magistrate court. I was at the press conference that the PPP had yesterday as well. And I don't know which to go lead with. Now, oh boy. So as you know, yesterday, Azruddin Mohammed appeared in court for charges of false declaration in relation to his Lamborghini that he imported. What I want to do this morning, I'm not going to play the whole thing. It is on my Facebook. It is on YouTube. Y'all go and look at it if you want blow by blow or what took place. I just want y'all to listen to some key points, right? So all this here is, this is the lawyer of, one of the lawyers of Azruddin Mohammed. I think his name is Mr. De Silva. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, I apologize. If anybody else named De Silva, sorry, right? I think his name is De Silva. At least that is what I heard yesterday from another reporter. Now, they're claiming some 6 months thing in terms of, I know the legal terms. Anyway, that aside, we spoke with Nazir Mohammed. This here is Azardine as he was being, which will be held until the bail. This is where they usually hold you when you're paying bail. That's Azardine after paying the bail and coming out to the court lockups, right? Why is Walker sprawl like that? I don't know. But anyway, that's not my concern. I want to take you around to here, right? So they went up to, I guess, carry the receipt to show that the bail paid so he could go. And we had a chance to catch up with Nazir Mohammed. So I want you to listen here. Mind you, I was live at the court, but when you get into the building, like under the structure, the data was absolutely horrible. So the live was cutting off and whatnot. So I decided to record and upload after. So Nazir Mohammed is off to the left, right? And we're going in to talk to him.
Case of victimization, no doubt about that, you know.
So right off the bat, the victim game, or the victim pretending to be the victim, whether it's based on what the US said, whether it's based on your declaration at GRA, it seems like no responsibility wants to be taken by these individuals for whatever is alleged against them.
It's a clear case of victimization. Because, I mean, these cars come in, this Lamborghini came in here almost 5 years now. Within the next few months, it would be due to us transfer if he wants to sell it.
Mind you, Nazir Mohammed is fully aware that GRA has 7 years to reassess anything that you bring in or import or whatever it is for underpaid, overpaid, whatever tax is. Right? He knows by law, GRA has 7 years to do so.
Nobody never came, nobody never said that revenue was cheated. But then suddenly, you know, they've decided.
Suddenly they decided. How did we know about the revenue paid on the vehicle, Nazir Mohammed? Wasn't it your son who posted what he paid? You think nobody from GRA like our following Team Mohammed page to see what he posts and then look at this and say, wait, a Lamborghini, this amount you pay for 3 vehicles, let me go back and check this thing. So he is clearly trying to mislead people to pretend he doesn't know what is going on. His son posted the information about the Lamborghini and the other 2 vehicles. That is how persons knew. So how are you saying it's victimization? Now, listen. It may be that when this Lamborghini come, these people engage persons at GRA who facilitated them getting it out at the $75,000 purchase price and not investigating to see whether indeed that was the price paid for it. It could be. They have a lot of money. It could be that they offered some money for persons to look the other way at GRA to pass this vehicle out. You understand? And not check on that $75,000 price tag. But that doesn't mean that you cannot be held accountable after the fact just because you had it for 4 or 5 years already. What nonsense is that? Do you know if this was a regular Guyanese, a regular Guyanese that bringing a vehicle from overseas, do a run-ins with GRA. I honestly don't think they would have get so much leniency from police and GRA and all this when it should come out. More so, they mightn't even have the funds to prolong these things the way these people are doing it.
Wants to sell it. Nobody never came. Nobody never said that revenue was cheated. But then suddenly, they've decided. The government has decided because there are a lot of indication that they suspected that he may want to challenge them politically, and that is what has actually caused.
Again, Azruddin Mohammed was the one who posted the information that made GRA aware of the amounts paid. Well, they would have been aware because it's in their system, but would have caused them to look back again, to reassess the amounts paid on the Lamborghini, because maybe the persons who were reassessing weren't a part of the circle who get the money to allegedly to pass the Lamborghini from GRA. Right? So they're reassessing. And Mr. Shell Mohammed is misleading persons to see that out of nowhere, it is out of Azruddin's post that GRA would have decided to reassess or look back at whatever it is that you paid. Right? Azruddin posts the receipts, he posts the vehicle, he posts the paid receipt, everything. He posts everything. Azruddin posts everything. That is known.
Most of the problems.
Mr. Mohammed, coming to a question.
No, this is me here, because people dancing around and, they to me, they're asking the pertinent questions. Did you or did you not smuggle the gold? Did you or did you not evade the taxes? That is what I want to hear about. That is what I want to hear about. You understand me? Don't dance around the thing.
That a lot of persons asking and not getting an answer. Allegations made against you and your family in relation to smuggling gold and evading taxes. Could you say to us journalists here today?
I would like to know.
So before he even answered the question, he asked me a question. You understand? He asked me a question. Now, if you remember, this is a tactic employed mainly by the AFC. When they don't want to answer hard questions, they attack your credibility as a reporter or somebody who functions in the media fraternity. So they don't recognize you as a journalist, so they're not answering your questions, or your questions are not valid. But again, I work NCN, I work Kaichur News, MTV Channel 6, I work 104 FM in Linden. I was a producer announcer for NCN. I worked at the Government Information Agency. I worked at the Department of Public Information. I've been around. My entry into the media was, when was CARIFest 10 in Guyana? 2010 or 2008? One out of the two. That is when I joined the media out of school through the President Youth Award program. They sent us there on work study. I performed well and they kept me. My first manager was Wendy Hormenstein. And substantive manager Martin Gossaran. That's where I learned everything I learned from. So just like the AFC, when hard questions hit them, you's not me, you not see you, who's you? Who's you? So media houses can't hire new staff that they don't know. You understand me? Or God forbid the media house don't write things that they like or want, make them look good. So he questions where I'm from. So I tell him, and let's get back to cricket, sir. Don't let's waste time.
Yes, I would like
engage in anything.
I would like to first to begin. I want to know which media house you represent.
Livewire News, sir.
Okay.
So good. You don't know. You have no other issue. You can't raise anything else. Because anything I say here, and that's the thing. When I write for the news, I just keep my personal opinion out of it. Some people just find it hard, but I keep my personal opinion out there. Here is the platform where I see everything that is on my mind in relation to anything. You understand? But when we're in news mode, we're in news mode. So he has nothing to dispute my credibility with, me lie on nobody and no news story, me put up no false information. Anything that I say on the Mohammeds is either public knowledge or is true. Public knowledge or is true. When Livewire News did a refresher on the people who get beat in Mohammed's building, it's true. If it wasn't true, they would have sued the news agency. It's true. They beat the people in the building. The father come back and apologize for his son and he did the behavior. And they got a lot of incidents where these guys extol the power and show how powerful they are. You understand? And we as journalists who don't walk the line like other journalists, pandering to whatever the Mohammeds say, sometimes we got worried. Despite these people are sanctioned, they got access to a lot of money, not jokey money, real money that could pay people to do anything. So in this job, you either got real faith, you got to be real brave, or you have to put in your mind that anything can happen at any time. And honestly, that is where I am at. Anything can happen at any time. So it's either you deal with it or let it deal with you.
First of all, can you name me one person in this world who was very honest with their taxes?
No, that is the defense of Nazir Mohammed, or I should say the response of Nazir Mohammed to me asking, is this true? Is this true? Now, if you ask a man, hey, as you drink out of me Coca-Cola out of the fridge? Brethren, you drink out of me Coca-Cola out of the fridge? And the person turns to you and say, name me one person who never drink out of Coca-Cola out of the fridge. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? Not that is you drink out the Coca-Cola. Look, I got people here right now saying that they don't pay the taxes. Rowena Lal does pay the taxes. Leslie Mungle does pay taxes. So I give you two people who pay the taxes right now, sir. Two people who pay the taxes and up to date with it. You understand? Sally Jones don't lie on your taxes. So that is his defense to the allegations made against him. Name me one person who has paid all your taxes. Who is these people? Listen again.
Okay. First of all, can you name me one person in this world who was very honest with their taxes?
Yes, sir, I can name three. Sally Jones, you understand me? Who's the other person that commented? Sally Jones, Leslie Mungle, Rowena Lal. They pay the taxes. You understand? Right? Sherry Mangru is paying off taxes. You understand? Uptown Suresh don't get no rebate, don't get no returns, but he don't owe no taxes. I give you four people. Philip Diablo does pay taxes. Anthony Singh does pay taxes. Mazo Inchan does pay the taxes. Veer Badar does pay the taxes. Rajendra Dattadin does pay taxes. Anita Hardlal does pay the taxes. I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you. That is the defense of Shell Mohammed. So the question of, did you smuggle gold? Did you evade taxes? Let me listen one more time. Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, can you name me one person in this world who was very honest with their taxes? Just name me one person in the world. And there are hundreds of people in this country who have been exporting gold. How come?
Good. So you hear the tax part. Now we're talking about hundreds of people in the country who are exporting gold. Listen to this.
Only Mohammed's alone.
Because they're talking about smuggling. They're talking about sporting gold. They're talking about smuggling gold. The US, they're talking about smuggling gold. They're exporting nothing. When you're exporting, you're going through the right process. They're talking about smuggling. Smuggling. People didn't know. You understand me? People didn't know.
Just name me one person in the world, and there are hundreds of people in this country who have been exporting gold. How come only Mohammed's alone?
Because you were the person that the kitchen they was looking at. You was the person that they monitoring. You understand me? If they're looking at you and us and the rest of them, it's you that they're looking at, brother. Because y'all were highly suspicious. So they were looking at you. And here's the thing. The US is not going to tell Shell Mohammed and ask Mohammed who else they're looking at. You was the first people to catch. So they're dealing with you now. So because you got catch, everybody else who they're looking for, they got deal with you at one time? What nonsense argument is that, Nazir Mohammed? You think the US only looking at you? They got other people they're looking at too. But that is the retarded argument that these guys make, trying to justify the trouble that they're in. And like I said to y'all before, the presidential announcement is only to bolster their political persecution argument that this guy running for president, so that's why the government. So forget the taxes, forget the gold, forget the undervalued vehicle, forget the beatings of the people in the stores. It's all because Azudine is running for president. That nothing else is involved. You don't care about anything else.
This question: have you been engaged in illegal exporting or tax evasion?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay.
So what would you tell the United States? I mean, they have publicly said this in a long statement last June. What would be
My lawyers are dealing with that issue right now as we speak. I have an American lawyer. As a matter of fact, several lawyers who are dealing with this issue as we speak right now.
Why do you think the US would come after your family like this if these are untrue charges?
And you hear my question? Why would the US target you? This is not if the ones Guyana corrupt and people as persecute you, you're entitled to have your opinion on that. But why would the US target you who don't travel to the US just like that? Why? Why? Why would the US make up a whole story about amounts of gold, tax evasion, this, all the things that they talk about? Y'all should stay away from cameras, sir. Stay away from when you see camera, run. Run. When you see camera, Mike, run. What are you doing?
I don't know. We have to go down to the genesis of this whole thing, and then we'll know exactly what really transpired.
So that is the response. When you asked, okay, if you're saying this is not true, what reason the US would have to frame up you, your son, and the family then? He don't know. He didn't know. Let me do nothing. Just so they look at them, they look at Azudine and Nazir Mohammed and say, okay, we're gonna pick on these two. Just to try. Right? They may do nothing, we're gonna pick on them. We ain't care, they ain't do nothing, we picking on them.
What do you want the US to do? To lift the sanctions? Is that the end of the objective?
Definitely. That's what our lawyers are working on.
So you categorically deny the accusations being made by the US authorities?
Well, it's an allegation, yes.
And
so I had to ask if he denying it. So Dennis Shibral from Demerara Waves. So you categorically deny these allegations made against you. Oh, it's an allegation. You understand? How could you make yourself look more like you're not telling the truth? I don't want to say dishonest because I know you personally, but make it look like you're just not telling the truth. And your dodging of the questions is lackluster at best.
They're working on.
So you categorically deny the the accusations were made by the U.S. authorities.
Well, it's an allegation, yes.
And you're denying it.
Yes.
Also, sir, could you say the differences in the prices of the vehicle?
So you buy wanted answers to everything yesterday. You understand me? Because at this time, Azruddin was not downstairs. He wasn't downstairs. So I jumped in the Lamborghini because you gotta know somebody's Lamborghini. Let me ask you about the Lamborghini. Talk to me, big man.
A receipt was provided by the U.S. authority.
Well, I can buy a receipt, yes. A receipt can say something, but I can buy something from you. You bought it for several $100,000, but from the moment it come out of the showroom, the prices depreciate rapidly, right?
Now, listen to me. Listen to me, please. I agree with Shell Mohammed that once you purchase something from the store, it doesn't have that same value as it had in the store. I come in close to the mic and I can talk a little softer because people is complaining about me shouting. We're not just talking about any product here. We're talking about a Lamborghini Aventador. That costs 600,000+ US. And you're trying to tell us, sir, that somebody bought that car for 600,000+ US. And since buying it, the value would have depreciated to 75,300, or that person was so desperate for money that they took your offer of 75,300 for a car that they paid 600,000+ US for. Where did that car and where did the car go, and how long it left the showroom that it depreciate from $600,000+ to 75,000 US? Let me just say to the Guyanese who are here, 25,000 US, right, is 5 million Guyanese dollars. 55,000 US is 10 million Guyanese dollars. 75,000 US is 15 million Guyanese dollars. For the Guyanese who are here, you would know that 15 million Guyanese is the brand new price for them Raptor trucks, Ford Raptor and Ranger Raptor trucks, double cab and them thing. And you telling me that somebody sell you a Lamborghini in the condition that it is in for the price of a Toyota Raptor or a Ford Raptor? That's what you're trying to tell me? You trying to tell me that somebody sell you a Lamborghini for less than the price of a Land Cruiser? A super luxury car? You listen. These people really believe Guyanese are stupid, you know. All right. Cecilia, since there's a problem, hold on. Let me deal with Cecilia. Hold on. Right, Cecilia, since there's a problem, bye-bye. Don't come back. Yeah, so let me continue. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. How could the vehicle, or how long this vehicle out, that it depreciate from $600,000+ to 75,000? People gotta be stupid. They think people stupid. They think people stupid.
Right? So you're saying the price would have depreciated to $75,000?
Well, that's what the person who sold the vehicle for came here and testified to GRA.
So that person may have lied to GRA as well. Could you imagine that they had somebody who come here and tell GRA, that's the price they pay for it? What is possible, Ronald Jones? What is possible? That somebody sell a Lamborghini for 75,000? That's what you're saying? Answer the comments real quick. I want to hear what you're saying. I want to hear what you're saying. Because you living in the States, and you might want somebody to hit you with a keyboard. What madness? You could get a Lamborghini in the States for $75,000. I want to hear what you guys say, Courdel Jones. You type in the comments. The phone not down here. Put your comments in the comment section. Let me go back to this chat.
Okay, thank you so much.
So this is the point where Azadeen, his lawyers, they would have went up to the court. I think they make it clear, like, they cleared bail and he could go away. And he was coming down to speak with media operatives. And this is when it all went south. So the first question that Nazir asked the Guyanese critic, and mind you, the critic was there during the whole interview. He didn't ask any questions. He didn't say anything to Nazir Mohammed. I feel he did so because of the fact that they were friends and they're not friends anymore. So him asking questions could be perceived as him having a vendetta or anything. So he just recorded the session that persons had with Nazir Mohammed. When it was done and we were turning to Azadeen Mohammed, Nazir Mohammed approached Mikhail Rodriguez and asked him if he had any questions, and he said no. So listen.
Pulled the vehicle for, came here and testified to GRA.
Okay, thank you so much.
Do you have any questions?
Right, so after the first set of forced verbal tirade, the response from the Guyanese critic, and you know it was a measured response, because we know how Guyanese critic could respond to persons if he feels like. Whatever you say is done. I don't know if he said uncle or chief or whatever, but he said, whatever you say is done. And he was turning back to Azadeen for the interview as well. Let's look at what transpired again.
Do you have any questions?
Mind you, sorry, folks. Expletives coming, not many, but y'all know, right? So at this point, I was looking back like, wait, is me talking to? I jump. Because this was just a guy who was talking to us in a very calm tone and claiming victimization and not sure why these people are attacking him. You know, he seemed like somebody who was very quiet, very reserved, very timid. Persons taking advantage of him. He doesn't know how to defend himself. He's had to hire lawyers to defend him, and you know the accusations are untrue, and we need to get to the genesis so we can understand why. And then that person completely flipped. Another personality kick in, and not the humble victim. Oh my God, what are you doing to me? The I coffee in the head personality come out. I don't want to use the term that is, but the man transformed. And this is what a certain politician was saying, that when you are out of these controlled environments where you know what coming, whether you got to sit down a script in front of you, you just got to read it, you got to get no worries. You could stop and record again if you want. You're not live and those kinds of things. It's different from when you are in the world and you're experiencing things live and direct. And like Dr. Roshan Khan likes to say, in the raw. Right? So Nazir Mohammed yesterday experienced media operatives in the raw. And because he had an issue with one, he showed us how the Mohammeds operate in the raw. Thank you for that. All copyrights reserved by Dr. Roshan Khan. You understand? All copyrights reserved. In the raw. That's the behavior. That's their behavior. So we saw the true colors. We have heard reports of, again, the beatings and interactions persons would have had with both of them. And they always make it seem like persons are out to get them. They're looking for money. They're the nicest, humblest, most giving, most caring persons in Guyana. It was going on. But this is the true nature of the people them. And like I said, and like the politician said, they don't know how to control themselves when the environment is not controlled by persons who are sympathetic to them. So if you notice, none of the alleged opposition media operatives that were there didn't capture this interaction with the Guyanese critic. You understand? Oh, Lord. The left critic in the pressure. We haven't. I ain't seen nothing published from GPA. Critic bringing critical information to people. So they gotta look out for the guy.
You are one of the most ungrateful fucking dog ever lived on the face of this earth.
Is this the behavior of a good Muslim? Is this how Muslim people operate? You help somebody, you and them fall out, so you cuss them about the help? Is that how Allah expects you to behave? Is how Allah expects you to behave?
Everybody be like coughing the fucking face.
That is a threat. Now, what people need to realize is like when certain people have power, take for instance me. Like before I say certain things, I just think in my mind, okay, what's the outcome of this? Lawsuit, lock up thing. And that's why with my interactions with the police, and especially if I see them acting outside of normal things, I would raise my voice, but I ain't gonna cuss you. I ain't gonna call you out your name, but I'll let you know that what you're telling me is foolishness, and I'm not going to abide by that. I ain't gonna disobey a lawful instruction, but if the instruction is unlawful or it is biased in any way, take for instance when they had the bombing. The police come to me because they see me recording and left persons who were much closer than me to the bombing area, to the crime scene, and telling me it's because the people live in it. What nonsense it is? Send them inside the gate. It's a crime scene. Please, ma'am, please go back inside your compound. This is a crime scene. You can't be here. So he leave them there and coming to me. Then carding the area off for nothing and coming to me. Like it's me walk to nowhere. Just invisible line don't cross. You understand? Yesterday, I go to get some information at Brickdam Station. They got a short sentry there. For years, he's brown clothes. Somebody put in a word, he get a blue shirt now. General duty rank. Still guarding the gate. Still guarding the gate. So it's just a close change. Same thing. Constable, for most of his life, he would probably retire as a constable. You understand me? But making himself a fool at Brickdam Gate. Showing off himself. And at the end of the day, the sensible senior officers had to tell him, yo, remove yourself and let the man pass. Blocking me from going in the station. You understand me? And that is what I often say. I come off topic here, but I can finish just now. These junior ranks in the Guyana police force, some of them, not all of them, because they got good ones. And it's usually the ones who are unaccomplished, like that idiot at Brickdam front gate, who changed from a special constable into general duties rank recently. You understand me? Unaccomplished individual. So he get transferred into general duty, but only still good enough to do what he been doing all the time. Worries. But like I said, you have to have sense. That's threatening language. More so, Nazir Mohammed is a rich businessman who has the money and the means. If he wanted to do something untoward or messed up, could afford to do it. So I would understand why Guyanese critics say, man, look, I scared for my life. You understand me? If he would like to do something to the Guyanese critic or pay somebody to do something to the Guyanese critic, he has the means to do so. He has the means to do so. So when you get this kind of threatening language from Nazir Mohammed, you have to take it seriously. Look at persons who got to restrain this elderly man to calm him down. If this is how the elderly father operates when he is upset, you could imagine the young, vibrant Muhammad who got energy to deal with people, who probably got energy to really cuff people in the face or beat them with a bat or something that was said in the news report. Look at people got to restrain him.
Wow. Imagine people feed you, you know.
Is that a part of Islam? Is that how Islam or Allah would like devotees to operate? Then you help people, you cuss them about it after because you and them might not be on the best of terms? Is this the teachings of Allah and Islam?
Remind you.
You notice, I observe a lot and sometimes I don't talk about it. I'll tell you this. Look at people like Roshan Khan, Muslims, right? Look at certain Muslims and you could tell a devout Muslim from just a regular one. This guy made videos about wanting to, in his old age, just serve God and this and blah, blah, blah. You notice any prayer scar? Muslims would know what I'm talking about when I talk about a prayer scar. Look at Roshan Khan. Anytime you go Roshan Khan page now and look at any picture of Roshan Khan, right? And you'll see like a black spot on his head here, right? And that is how you could identify prayerful Muslims, that is ensure that they praying and doing what they're supposed to do as Muslims, right? You notice any on this one, eh? You notice any on the young one? So I'm coming over to Azruddin because he talked about what the Quran say and what the Quran and the Quran and the Quran.
You're worse than a freaking dog. A dog you're astray.
Now, if persons were to think this is what's happened when you get help from people who are Muslim, you know, it reflects badly, but thank God this is not how all Muslims operate. You understand? A Muslim called me the other day and said to me, the way how these people operate, where they give stuff to poor people or give stuff to people in need, and then it's the whole photo op about it. It's haram. It's haram. The man said in Islam, I don't know if he said scripture, but it is thought that what your right hand do, don't let your left hand do. You understand? Which means if you're giving, don't make it public. Don't do that. That's not how Islam or Muslims is operate. Two people have to restrain this man, a lawyer, and I think this is the Sogrim man who does be with Mohammeds in the community doing the handouts. Right? So back to cricket. We come back to Azrin. So Azrin talking about Islam and this and that. And I wanted to ask him, what does the Quran say about charity? When you give charity to people, are you supposed to seek praise for it or publicize it or look for those persons to be indebted to you? Like, what does the Quran say about that? But he was only taking questions from media that he felt was friendly to him.
Bible, the Quran, and the Gita. And when I looked at the Quran, I remembered Irfan Ali right to me as a Muslim brother to another Muslim brother. It's such a great sin when it comes to backbiting and stabbing your own Muslim brother in the back. It's like eating the flesh of your dead brother. That's a verse in the Holy Quran. Irfan Ali is nothing more than a dishonest and dishonorable person. I have proof where Irfan Ali facilitated and assisted with the clearance of the Lamborghini.
Now, in relation to this here, if you all remember a couple of weeks ago, a photo was posted with this guy and Minister Rodriguez, alluding to that this may be the avenue that the vehicle get passed through and everything, with the vehicle. Now it switched from Minister Rodriguez to that is the president now facilitate the vehicle passing through. Right? This guy really think people stupid. These guys playing serious games, These guys playing serious games. Now, he's claiming to have evidence of the president facilitating it. Why not release it? Why wait for the president to say, me do it? You already in court. You already appearing in court. You already sanctioned. You should be looking to clear your name, right?
I'm waiting for him to say that is a lie. And trust me, anytime he comes out and says it's a lie, I'll show the whole country how dishonorable he is.
You have proof?
Right? This is the guy who he found out to apologize for beating people. This is the guy who allegations are made in relation to having some involvement in the murder of a popular biker in this country. This is the guy who G-Wagon knocked down some people on Mandela Avenue. I can't remember if anybody died. You understand me?
I have proof, sir.
So, Mr. Mohammed, why not basically wait until he denies?
Let him come out and say he did it. I have the proof.
Mr. Mohammed, for the first time, we get larger speaking with you after the sanctions were imposed by the United States.
So, you see, he looking at Dennis, that hand in front of his mind. I waiting to ask me question, but Dennis was quick with it. So Dennis asked the smuggling question. Just like his father, instead of answering the question, he dancing around the place. Listen.
The question is, that many guys would like to know, did you and your father...
Yes, we did business with the government.
Right. Dennis didn't even get the question out. So he determining what Dennis' question is. Yes, we did business with the government. No, that's not what we're asking you, sir. Hold on, brother.
Yes, but did we pay the taxes? The taxes for the gold.
All right, let's talk about this gold. I think the fit person, as it relates to this 10,000 kilograms of gold, is Barajagio.
What? You and your father sanctioned for smuggling gold. The media catch up with you finally to ask you some questions. And your response to, is it true that you and your father were engaged in smuggling gold and evading taxes? The fittest person to answer is Barajagio. Barajagio sanctioned for smuggling gold and evading taxes, or you? That is what are you talking about? Then he continues. Let's listen.
Because every week at his press conference, he would talk. He know two figures well: 10,000 kilograms and 75,300 for the Lamborghini.
Everybody knows those figures well. I know those figures well. Those are the figures that came out from the U.S. authorities, right? Everybody knows those figures well. Barajagio didn't buy a Lamborghini. Barajagio didn't underdeclare the value of the Lamborghini. Barajagio is not accused of smuggling gold. Barajagio is not accused of tax evasion. You are, sir. You are the person that has to answer the question. How would Barajagio answer that question for you?
Which, and before I bought this Lamborghini, I called Jagdio and said I want to meet with you. He said, come now to the convention center.
Why would you call the general secretary or the vice president to tell him that you want to buy a Lamborghini? Think about it, people. Anybody who buying an expensive vehicle in this country, right? You wake up in the morning, you have disposable income. You decide, okay, I want to buy a Lamborghini. Let me call Barjack you. That's the first thing you're thinking about. Let me call Barjack you. Or were you looking for some help to not pay as much on your Lamborghini or something of the sort? Because for me, I'm thinking that's the only reason I call him Barjack you. Barjack, you know, an import vehicle. Barjack, you know, work at customs. You're looking for something. I ain't saying indeed call Jack you, but I'm trying to rationalize why, if I decide to buy a Lamborghini, the first thing I would do is call a politician that don't import cars or don't work in transport. What was your reason for calling Barjack Joe when you decided to buy a Lamborghini, sir? You understand? But they won't tell you that. You understand me? You understand?
That is in August, September. I told him I want to purchase.
No, again, nobody asks you about this, you know. We're asking you, brethren. What are you showing me now, brethren? Why? Not doing that. Not doing that at all. Sorry, folks. Right. So he needs to explain why the first thing you thought about when you wanted to buy a Lamborghini is calling Barjack. Barjack don't work GRA. He don't buy vehicle. He don't buy and sell vehicle. He don't import vehicle. I at least, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think he's a car enthusiast. He don't really follow up them thing. So you guys explain why you call Barjack
a Lamborghini. He said go to Irfan and talk to Irfan. That is what he told me. I met with him at the convention center.
Could you answer the question?
Now, mind you, he didn't tell you what Irfan said. Plus, he didn't answer the question that Dennis Shibral asked. He didn't answer the question Dennis Shibral asked. He just calling people named Wild West.
That my colleague asked. What is the goal?
The goal. He said go to Irfan and talk to Irfan. That is what he told me. I met with him at the convention center.
Could you answer the question that my colleague asked? What is the goal? The goal.
Right. Nobody want to hear about that. Who you call or who you meet. You want to hear about the goal. You want to hear about the taxes. You understand? Now, when the camera pans back on him, look at his facial expression. He knows he's making people a fool. Look.
If someone smuggled 10,000 kilograms of...
Now, please listen to this explanation again. Listen to this explanation, right?
Gold out of Guyana. 10,000 kilograms of gold, right? You think it's easy to smuggle all this gold out of this country if someone did it?
Imagine this is a billionaire businessman talking about the issues in logistics. Like money was a problem with getting that done or getting it smuggled out of here to another country. He would have had an issue with that. Or he doesn't have the resources to get this difficult task done. You understand me? The billionaire.
But senior government officials had to know about these things. But what about these modus of operandi?
So you're smuggling gold to whatever avenue, and because of the quantity of gold, senior government officials must know. Okay, or did you call somebody and tell them that you're smuggling gold so they knew?
Huh? Well, you just can't ship gold out of the country like that. It's a process. The minister of...
No, nobody's asking about shipping. Nobody accuse you of shipping gold out of the country. Smuggling and shipping is two different things. They have two different meanings. One legal, one illegal. Persons are aware of the legal process of shipping gold out to the country. Persons are aware of that legal process. You understand? We're talking about the illegal process that the U.S. authorities said you are involved in, your father's involved in.
Natural Resources got to sign off, GRA, all these bodies.
So we're talking about smuggling, not the right process.
Right?
Smuggling. So he turned to me now. Because I said, man, we talking about smuggling. We talking about the right process. Everybody know we talking about smuggling. So again, like the AFC, when the hard questions come and they're cornered, they decide that they don't recognize you as a media operative. You understand? They don't recognize you as a media operative. Listen to me. Oh, I work Channel 2 as well. And I worked not at Channel 6. Somebody had a newscast that used to be aired on Channel 6, and I used to work for them years ago. You understand? So listen to Mohammed's, when I say, man, no, we're not talking about shipping. We're talking about smuggling. You accuse about smuggling. Look, somebody just sent me a brand new car like what Mohammed's got right now cost $719,995. Brand new. You understand? And he get it at $75,000 and think we stupid enough to believe that. Anyway, let me continue. So now Mohammed's starting to discredit me because I may not agree with the things that he's doing and how he's using Guyanese people, especially Afro-Guyanese people, as a shield between him and law enforcement.
Like that, it's a process. The Minister of Natural Resources got to sign off, GRA, all these bodies.
So we're talking about smuggling, not the right process.
Right? I'm only talking to journalists, sir. You're not a real journalist. So I won't answer no questions from you.
Look, you see how you're trembling? I am in the media since 2008. And this guy decide that I can't ask you no questions because he determines that I am not a journalist. Complete joker. Complete joker. But before this video ends, I'll show you how nice I am after Mohammed verbally abused me. Listen to this. Listen.
You're not a real journalist.
What is your categorical response to that?
How did you come to that determination?
I ain't got time. Let me go down.
How did you come?
So the little press conference here end and we walking out. So I'm asking him, how you determine I'm not a journalist? I've been around for a while, various media houses, print, TV, online radio. What's the standard to determine who is a journalist? And how you gonna know the standard? Cause what are you? Other than freeloading off of your father's hard work. Could you show us one business that the Mohammeds own that you built off your own from scratch? Or are you just Tala? Okay, no, that's not my dog. Or are you just Tala Lane with the exploits that your father acquired over the years? What are you? What's your profession? What's your specific skill set that we could look at? Or we could be proud of, hey, Mohammed's accomplished that. We'd like to know. Right? So look at this here.
That's all right.
No time for you.
I answer a lot of questions.
Sorry. No. With 15 years in the
You're not a journalist, man. You're not a real journalist. You're not a journalist.
How did you come to this determination?
I'm not a journalist.
I've been in the industry for 15 years. More than Mr. Duncan here.
I think you're a bootlicker for the government.
Right? So Sherrod Duncan is there, a member of parliament, an AFC member, and he is there operating as a journalist. He operates the Credible Source news page. Mind you, Sherrod didn't ask questions, right? But persons were asked. My question was relevant to what was going on, but maybe if he answered it, it wouldn't have painted him in the best light. So he calls me
You're not a real journalist. You're not a journalist.
How did you come to this determination?
Not a journalist.
Sir? Been in the industry for 15 years. More than Mr. Duncan here.
I think you're a bootlicker for the government.
So he thinks I'm a bootlicker for the government, right? Look how the bootlicker for the government nice to this guy. Y'all listen.
Okay. How did you come up with this?
Based on what's well known, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too, sir.
Yeah.
The one kissing her and kissing her, she didn't even know where the hand been. I should look. More power to your sister. Watch your eye nice. Watch your eye nice.
What's your decision?
I didn't receive any.
Something on your mouth.
So if you look here, all the time the man talking, he got some kind of lele on his lip. Nobody else can tell you. Nobody else can tell you. Listen, I am the only person, the government bootlickers, he labeled me. All of them. The father, the girl in the white outfit, the guy with the big beard, the lawyer, none of them can tell anybody lele in the car in the mouth. It's me. Look.
To acknowledge it.
No, sir.
Okay. Something on your mouth, sir. Just wipe it. Yeah.
Good then?
Yeah, you're good there.
You saw the government bootlicker nice? You see how the government bootlicker is a good person? All the time, this man stand up there. He lie and nobody and tell this man, yo, chief, lele. Wipe it. Didn't even signal it. Lele. Nothing. And the government bootlicker is the one who have to say, bro, wipe your mouth, man. This one here, I think this is the one who say he went Paris or something. This one is security. None of them can help this man. Look again.
I didn't receive any.
Something on your mouth, sir. To acknowledge it.
No, sir.
Okay. Something on your mouth, sir. Just wipe it. Yeah.
See?
Good then?
Yeah, you're good there.
Government bootlicker. Imagine that. That man had he in there looking bad, and it's me got to come wrong and save this man from embarrassment. If you see how the thing what anyway, I did my good deed there for the year, right? And I hope that secures me a place in heaven by not allowing us to, be embarrassed like that. You understand me? I talked to this man. None of his entourage said nothing. I said, bro, watch your mouth, Carl. Oh, look, wipe it. You understand me? And I get labeled as a government bootlicker. You see, when they say, don't do nice things for people, I should have left you with the thing on the mouth. I should... Right? I should have left you with the thing on the mouth. You understand me? So again, that was my good deed for the year. And I will continue. Ronald Jones, see it going. Look. Special good morning to my friend Akeem Padmore Evans on the live. Big up yourself, brother. You understand? And you know something? That guy there I just called, he's a person like that too. If you got boo-boo in your eye or something, the man say, wipe your eye, dog. Wipe your eye. Or wipe your mouth, buddy. And this way is called a true friend. A true friend ain't gonna walk around and let you do that. You understand me? A true friend ain't gonna let you walk. That's why I play the video twice a year. I could see the thing. You could see it. After he abused me, I could have taken me abusing. I said, bye, flap this man, but this man go along with the white mouth. Leave along with the white mouth, man. But no. You understand? I look out for this banner. Somebody said they want to see it again. Let me play it again. Hold on. Let me show you. I'll take his joke. I look out for this banner. This is the thanks I get. Look. Y'all look and listen. Listen.
I didn't receive any.
Something on your mouth,
Did you acknowledge it?
No, sir.
Okay. Something on your mouth, sir. Just wipe it. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, you good there.
If I was like what he said, I wouldn't let he walk out and let the sun dry it up more, let get more white and show. Oh man. Give me my flowers, the man. My uncle see calling Pope Leo right now. Give me my flowers, the man. I look out for you, brother. One more time. Let me watch it one more time. And again, is a doggy and tell this man nothing. The woman who kiss his hand, look up at he, see the lele, ain't said nothing. He father ain't said nothing. Darren Wayne ain't said nothing. The other lie, the rest, I think he named Mr. De Silva. If your name is not Mr. De Silva, I apologize. Right? I apologize. The rascal liar said nothing. The other guy who people is claim is he pay out the money at these events. The one in the bluish short with the thing, the Indian man. Nobody ain't said nothing. The Courdel Jones, who Muhammad himself labeled a government bootlicker, informed this man about the lele lingering on his lip. Lingering there. Nobody else cared about him.
I didn't receive any.
Something on your mouth,
Did you
sir.
acknowledge it?
No, sir.
Okay. Something on your mouth, sir. Just wipe it. Yeah.
Good there?
Yeah, you good there.
What is life on fear? Is that his life on fear? This lady here was with you and nothing. None of them is nothing. All of them running for shaky hand. Nobody said, lele. None of them. No, Fata wasn't there yesterday. I think Fata has divorced herself from certain things. The lockup can change you. The lockups can change you. You understand me? Yes, I'm a bootlicker trying to get into heaven. And you got to do it with good deeds. Guys, I'm about to hear y'all have a wonderful weekend. I don't want anybody drinking and bloody well driving. You hear me? Please stop this foolishness. Right? Wait, Abdul Hanif, you gotta get returned to Guyana unceremoniously too, like certain people. Because I could throw you out, you know. Just let me know. Right? So please, no drinking and driving this weekend. If you guys are going to party, leave your vehicles home, take a taxi, or ensure you have somebody who is a designated driver. Right? Please, go out, have fun, but do it with sense. Y'all have loved ones that you have to return home to. Your life has purpose. Guyana is going places. We need people like you. Every single Guyanese we need here to help continue to build this country. Thank you for your continued support with the program. And as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down.